Good evening, everybody. Your Phantom Reviewer here, and welcome to my Phantom Reviewer show. Now, I know I said I was going to do the Halloween 3 review next, but I kind of want to hold off on that because I do have other projects I'm working on. So Halloween 3 will be canceled until further notice. And I will get to it, I promise, because it is the worst Halloween movie in the franchise due to the fact that it has no Michael Myers in it. And whoever didn't know about that, surprise! But you probably heard about it anyway. So, actually I want to start on something new this week. I am doing a top 5. So, what kind of top 5 you're asking? Well, we'll go through a list of top 5s in the near future, but today is my favorite top 5. It's my top 5 childhood villains. Now you may be asking why villains? Well, preferably I like villains more than the good guys. There's too many good guys out there, and the villains always have some kind of dark story where they become a villain. So this is why I'm making the list. So we're going to start off our list with number 5. And here it is.
Number 5, Lord Zed. Yes, Lord Zed. I know what you're thinking though. Why him? How is he a great childhood villain? Well, look at him. He just has the look of evil. Basically, if you really think about it, he is actually a man who was skinned alive, had a metal skeletal structure embedded into his body, and tubes of fluid entering his veins. What is the fluid? Well, I don't know actually. Something evil maybe, like Monster Energy drink to keep him pumped up for fighting. To sum up Lord Zed, he is the Emperor of Evil who was boss of Rita Repulsa, who took over while he was away. But he came back to take control because Rita was losing to teenagers, which angered him and embarrassed him. He's done some pretty cool stuff to make it on this list though. He's almost destroyed Angel Grove several times in the Power Rangers series, and also, he's more evil than Rita and he enjoys torturing the Rangers more than ever. Lord Zed was so cool it even scared children, but that was his downfall. Later in the series, he was toned down a bit due to the complaints by mothers and fathers for the children because they were having nightmares about Lord Zed, and so they made him more kid-friendly. How sad, but, I will always remember the evil that was before his downsizing. Number 4, Shredder. What kind of villain do you get that's a great swordsman who is scarred by a rat and leads an army of ninjas called the Foot, and his foes are 4 giant amphibious turtles? You get the Shredder. Shredder was so cool in my childhood. He was armored up head to toe with blades. He had that scary voice, and he was leading his own army to take over New York and to kill the Ninja Turtles. In the first movie, you barely saw him, and he was always in the dark, and you wanted to see his face. And he never showed it up until the end, between a very lame showdown with Splinter, the rat, that scarred him. This big step forward from the TV show, though, when the Ninja Turtles, this Shredder is more darker, more violent, and more unsettling, while the show had more of a kid-friendly tone. But I'm glad the movie stayed far away from the kids' show. Shredder was a man of vengeance, power, and one-line stealers.
I am your father.
Number 3, Darth Vader. Yes, I know it's a little bit cliche to put him on this list, but I couldn't help it. It's Darth Vader, and he was an all-time favorite villain when I was a kid. When I first saw Darth Vader, it was Return of the Jedi, which was my first Star Wars movie. And at that age, I didn't know 4 and 5 existed. And right away, I immediately loved his character. He was empowering, he was strategic, and he had that cool-ass voice and helmet. I eventually did get to watch episodes 4 and 5 after that to figure out what was going on. And when I saw A New Hope, the introduction of Vader was intimidating. When all the stormtroopers stood on each side of the walls, and you knew who was going to be in charge, the Man in Black himself, Darth Vader. Also, he didn't take shit from anyone. If someone gave him lip, he strangled them across the room or across a video phone. Plus, he was so badass, he fights Luke Skywalker, cuts off his hand, and then tells him he's his father.
I am your father.
How sadistic is that when you're the only way to tell someone you're their father, you slice off their hand? Darth Vader. He gets my vote for Father of the Year. Number 2, Judge Doom. What do you get when you have a world where cartoon characters from all companies live together in the real world with humans? And around that time there's a serial killer cartoon dressed up as a human who wants to destroy all cartoons of Toontown to build a freeway. And you have Christopher Lloyd playing as a sadistic killer cartoon guy dressed up as a human. Well, you get Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit. Judge Doom is more scary than clever. You never see who he really is because he wears a full-body human suit with Christopher Lloyd's face. The only part you do see of him is his terrifying eyes and his ability to change any appendage into a weapon. He also made a chemical called Dip, a chemical that only kills cartoons. His own kind. Now that's evil. Judge Doom, I never really want to see this guy down a dark alley. And then our number one villain is the Joker from Batman 1989. Yes, Jack Nicholson's Joker is my number one childhood villain. This is how the Joker should be shown in the movies. He's sadistic, he's comical, and he just wants to put a smile on people's faces. Well, a smile that kills, but still in an epic way. Just look at that evil smile. Jack Nicholson did a fantastic job with this Joker. Right down to his laugh, his behavior, even his look. And he's not trying to take over Gotham. He befriends Gotham to get Batman's attention, just because for revenge of what he did to him. And right when the people start loving the Joker, he starts killing them, to show how crazy and unpredictable he is. Like the scene with his henchman Bob. One scene he was like this. The next scene, he was like this.
Bob, gun.
He even uses weapons like an electrifying hand buzzer, a dart feather pen, even an acid-filled squirting flower. Just like the comics. Also, while he's not in control, he still shows us his funny side.
So there you have it, folks, my top 5 favorite childhood villains when I was a kid. So, if you tune in next week, I'll have a special super new review. And the review I'm doing is... If you could just pardon me 1 second, there seems to be somebody at the door. I'll be right back. Hey, a package! Sweet! Alright, got a package. No idea who it's from, but it says right here, thank you for making me number one. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Oh wait, there's more. Ha 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 ha. I think you all can get the picture. So let's find out what it is. I'm your Phantom Reviewer, where my hell is to review.